Hey everybody, this is Alex.
This is Vashka, we're Fools Odyssey, and this is episode 36.
Right, and in this episode, we're going to be talking about, of course, the ever lovable movie, The Guardians of the Galaxy. And my prediction for this movie for Boschka was that he was going to enjoy this. As always, without getting into the spoilers, what is your overall impression of the movie?
I do enjoy it, don't get me wrong.
But that
Probably it's just a bad timing. All there is that to it, because this is gonna be again straying from the topic, but I just read some web novels, and yeah, pretty much whatever kind of like sad emotion I have was totally taken by that one. So in this one, whatever scene that has supposed to have like a hint of sadness flew by me. I was just like, moving on.
aside from the sad parts, which to be honest wasn't.
It's very enjoyable. I like it. It's the characters are likable. It's kind of like it's though. How do I say this? The story is very generic. You know what I mean? When it comes to like a group of misfits, it's kind of like misfits. They have like chemistry problem. They work it out, and then they be like besties and unstoppable power kind of thing. But doesn't mean but the thing is like they do it well enough that I still manage to stay interested in it.
Yeah, for sure. But like the thing is, how else would you write it, right?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think this kind of story has to be told in a certain way. It
Mhm.
really just comes down to the characters. Are the characters
Yeah.
likable enough that you want to watch the movie?
But I don't know. But it's like there has to be a twist. There has to be a certain something that makes it that kind of story to be different. But that's beside the topic. Uh, the thing is like I feel several characters are kind of not stood out. That's what it personally feels like to me. Yeah.
There is a lot of characters that got introduced. Like literally everything was new, right? So hard to give everyone their screen time. Given what they're dealing with, I felt like they did a pretty good job overall.
Well, I'd say so. It was fun. Like I've watched it and time flies. So I would say it's an enjoyable watch.
Yeah, I would say the characters were underutilized, but I wouldn't say they felt
Yeah.
like a wasted character slot. If that makes sense.
Yes,
Like,
underutilized. That's a word I definitely use.
yes. Like yeah, I guess they could have extended the running time by half an hour to give more people more screen time, but
Mm-hmm.
I think a 2 hour movie is good enough. Honestly, it's for what it is. It's good enough. It's pretty good.
I agree.
I also enjoyed the music. Right.
The whole music's great. Music choice is like fabulous. Started great and then great all the way. Yeah, they got the hook in, so that's good.
And character designs, the planets, everything was pretty cool about
I think the planet was really cool. Like what's the place? The Xanades or something?
Xandar.
I really like the look of the Xandar. Yeah, that Xandar planet. I really like the looks of it.
Like yeah, like aesthetically, everything just feels
Yeah, aesthetically it was great. Yeah,
and visually, everything looks good to look at. Like,
battleship a really cool design.
yeah, like it's completely different from what we're used to in the MCU, right? It's
Yeah, at least in the series. Yeah.
and I was actually telling Ivashka earlier, but around a lot of people thought this movie would suck because it's completely different from what we're used to seeing. None of these characters are really well known. Like there's a talking raccoon, talking tree. Like it doesn't make sense, but somehow they're able to pull it off and actually became one of the top movies that everyone loves to watch.
Yeah. For me, I don't know about like top movie, but I agree that it's one of the more enjoyable movie I've watched in this series.
Well, if we look at the list of what we watched so far,
Definitely, it's probably gonna be like in top 3, definitely top 5.
yeah, I think this by the end of it, I think this will remain in our top 10.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, it will be in our top 10 for sure. Yeah. Anything else I'd like to add? No, not so far.
Movie to the characters.
Yeah. So, Vashka, you already know. We're going to move on to the spoilers, and which is we're going to be talking about the characters. All right? All right? So, of course, let's start off with some of the minor boys. Let's go with the Nova Corps. What do you think of those guys? The police.
The police, right? I think the police are good. In the sense that the the homely police kind of feeling, the the dude. Yeah, I like that dude. I think he's a cool character. And the serious and stern police too. Yeah, I think that was good.
He had a really good voice.
When they were, well, yeah, the voice is the voice, but what I'm saying is like their character, their portrayal,
Mm-hmm.
and how they were willing to pretty much die as a net.
Yeah.
At the end there, nobody breaks off. That's like the one thing that was like staring at. Nobody breaks off. They all hold on until they all got like wiped off. I was like, wow, that's police.
Well, that's for the peace of the
that's
people,
insane.
right?
Oh yeah, that's amazing. That's why like usually when they were like the nets start falling apart, people would just break away, right? Nope, they keep pushing. I respect that a lot.
I love their costume design. It looks exactly what I.
Yeah, the costume, the ships. I thought that looks really really cool. Everybody's costume in this movie is really cool. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really well done. Like whoever designed the costumes, A plus, S plus. When they're doing the space battle, or not space battle, like all the ship battles, I was telling Boschka like this is the closest we'll get to a Star Fox movie. Like honestly.
Oh, Star Fox movie. Yeah,
It's
I guess.
it's sad, but it looks so cool watching
Wait.
them fly around and shoot and stuff.
Yeah, and shooting stuff. Yeah.
Going into our next character, the Ravagers, the Ravagers,
The Marauders.
the Marauders. I was gonna call them the Scavengers, but they're not really scavengers. They're like thieves.
Bounty hunters.
Yeah, bounty hunters. Yeah.
And the likes.
So, what do you think of the characters? Because I really like their costume design too, like the red leather jackets and everything. Those looked pretty cool.
Yeah. Because I like their costume. I like their outfit. I like their weird relationship too. Like because Quill and who's the boss?
Yondu.
Yandu had like this weird relationship, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like a couple of times Yandu was like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill him next time I see him." Like, I'm gonna kill him. But then, and the first time, like when he had an argument with one of the aides,
Yeah.
he was like, "You're always too soft to that kid." And he's like, "I will kill him next time." But till the very end, whatever he did, he would just like laugh and let him go.
Yeah.
I was like, I kind of really like that a lot. At first, I thought he's just gonna be like, a character that like, okay, he's probably gonna get killed off screen or whatever.
Yeah.
Like when he got shot down, I was like, he died there. He came out and killed a bunch of people. I'm like, okay, this guy can't be just anybody. That's why I ask you in comic book, what is he? Like,
Well, him and Quill have like a father-son relationship, right? And not only that, but in the comic books, Yondu is the original Guardians of the Galaxy member.
oh,
Yeah. So this iteration of the Guardians isn't the very first comic book team. This is like a newer edition.
second generation.
Kind of, yeah. So Yondu is actually the first one. So but what do you think of his powers? The whistling arrow.
I think it's cool. It's kind of restrictive, but like the fact that he has to whistle and whatnot, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but like, and the fact that that the arrow just passed through everything.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of the Patriot arrow, Robin Hood. But yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
I kind of really really dig that. I wish his character design's a bit more, well, because it matched the setting, right? The setting, he's like those marauder, like those scavenger, like bounty hunter, like the bad guys, right? So he has to look like a bit filthy and a bit ugly, so to speak. Right?
yeah.
Imagine if his character's like a really cool character that has like 6 of this arrow and he's just like whistling like a fucking and just like killing everything. That would be so cool.
Like doing like an opera performance.
yeah, I thought that would be really really amazing. But yeah, but I'll do with him. He's good.
Yeah, and I also really like the
I like him
actor
enough.
too, like his like southern-ish
Oh, yeah.
accent. I was like the way he talks sounds really cool.
Yeah, I agree.
And also, I forgot to mention, but his mohawk in the comic books is more ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, so it's taller?
Yeah, it's taller. This one is more like a fin. This one is quite tamed, but in the comic books, it's more like a fin.
Is the fin supposed to be like like an actual like a glass machine kind of thing or what?
I don't know what it is in the
'Cause-
comic books, but apparently it's used for like a connection to the arrow.
Because the movie, it is like you could see it's like a glass. It's not a hair.
Yeah, you can see it glowing and
It's
stuff.
like a machine that got lost. Yeah, that's why I was like, ooh. That's why when you say it's crazier, I was like, what the fuck?
I've watched this movie like 3 times. This is my 4th time watching it, I believe. Maybe even 5th time. And I never noticed it until watching it today. that was the weird part.
When I mention it or what?
No, when I was just watching, I was just looking at his hair for some reason. I was like, oh, it kind of glue when he was doing the arrow thing. Yeah, I never really noticed it. And then and then you brought it up after, and I was just like, yeah, that's crazy, man. Okay, now we'll go into the bad guys just because the main characters, there's quite a bit to talk about. So here we get to the first appearance of Thanos in not just a cameo, but like his first movie appearance, I guess. Not really first movie appearance. What can I say? Like his first.
Yeah, the first time he showed up, it was just all dark, and I think he has a different design or whatever.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
So so I guess this is like the first time. Oh no, the first time an actor that got casted is playing Thanos, right? And then Ronan, which is just a lot of people complaining that he's just generic bad guy, but I thought he had pretty good motive. I guess he was just underutilized.
I don't know, because he's kind of underwhelming. I feel that.
Yeah,
it feels like he could do.
he could have done more. He could have done more for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, well, he had quite a bit of screen time, right? Like we established that he's just like like a terrorist essentially, and Thanos had scenes with him, and we kind of made Thanos look menacing because Ronan is already pretty powerful, and then he's afraid of Thanos, so Thanos will be even more deadly.
Yep.
But Ronan just didn't quite pull it off. It's not the actor's fault. It's just the way they chose to portray him.
Yeah, the way they portray it. Yeah. I think so too.
And even with the Infinity Stone, the Power Stone, he didn't really feel that much stronger.
He didn't really use it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of like he lodged it into the hammer. Cool. But then the whole time he uses like wind blow and like weird stuff. I guess he can't just kill anybody like on the team part, because that would be just
I mean, he started off strong, right? Like he captured a Nova Corps member and then like smashed his head in, and all the blood filled up the ship. I was like, that's a cool scene.
Yeah. And he also beat up Batista, right?
Yeah.
So like single-handedly too. I was like, nice, this guy is strong.
Yeah.
But then when he got the power, he feels like he got weaker. Probably because I guess they weren't pulling punches. Like he shot him with the bunker buster thing, right?
Yeah.
And then run him over with a fucking ship, right? And then yeah, so I guess they just weren't pulling punches. They just like going for the kill to begin with. So I kind of see how it's going, I guess.
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, he didn't really have that much action scenes, right? He just fought Batista, and that was it. And he didn't do anything else for the rest of the movie.
Because I mean, I kind of get it, because if he got more action scene when holding the Power Stone, it'll make the Power Stone seems weak. You know what I mean?
I guess.
Because it's clear to say that he's not the guy who plays around with the enemy, right? He would go in for a kill kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, he played around with Batista's character.
I think he just have no way to kill him. No, I guess he does. He threw him to this yellow tar thing, so I guess.
Oh, can I also mention that the action sequences in this movie was pretty good too.
I don't know about that. For me, I like the gunfights.
Yeah.
I thought the gunfight was cool.
Yeah.
The Rocket Raccoon gunplay was amazing. Peter Quill gunplay was amazing. That's what I thought. Like whenever they were like shooting at stuff, I really enjoyed it.
Well, I thought the physical action was pretty good. Like in the prison fight scene, that was pretty well done.
For me, I don't know. Like the physical fight scene, like that's why. Like for me, I feel like what's her name? Gamora.
Yeah.
Gamora.
Gamora. Yeah.
Feels. I don't know. She's
too flashy with her moves.
I don't know. Was she flashy? I kind of like like I don't know. She doesn't feel strong. That's one, and she doesn't feel that useful. You know what I mean?
She's supposed to be like an assassin, right? She's not supposed to be like super strong.
Yeah, I know. Like assassin. We also have another assassin character, right? Assassin spy character. But it's I don't know. Like, both of them just do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? and I feel it's just
It is what it is, I guess, in this movie, because it's the first time it took Black Widow 3 movies before you're just like, okay, now I get it. So this is Gamora's first time.
For me, but I get it. But like for me, Black Widow, I think I'm pretty confident that unless they do the exact same thing they did on the last movie, the one that I compliment a lot, For those who don't know, please watch our last episode. But,
Nice, nice.
I don't think there's any like unless that kind of scene happens again. I don't think I will be ever interested in Black Widow. That's what I'm saying. So I'm hoping there's a one scene that make me go like, oh, okay, Gamora's okay. You know what I mean? Because even in this movie,
You want to see more.
something that
You want to see more. I see.
yeah,
I see.
like what she can do. You know?
I see. Yeah.
Because I know what she did is just she's kind of resilient. She could get shot a couple of times and not pass out. She could punch people and kick people. Cool. I don't remember she shooting anyone, but yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what she did. Like usefully as a part of the team. So I don't know.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Since we're talking about Gamora, what do you think of her relationship with Thanos and Nebula?
Nebula, I don't know. I don't know what her deal is. She just got.
She's a robot.
Yeah, she got messed up. That's all. She got messed up. She got beaten up. She got kicked off a plane, cut off her arm, and bye bye. She doesn't really do much. Yeah, I really don't know. Like, I don't have nothing to say. I think Nebula was really weak in like the character sense, not the power battle sense. I don't know. Even in fight, she just does the usual punching and kicking and stabbing, right?
Yeah.
So.
Well, the thing is, like, as she said in the movie, like, because every time she lost to Gamora, she always got like torn apart and then rebuilt to be stronger and better, right? So essentially now she's just full on robot and she doesn't have her original body anymore. Yeah, so I think that's why she's resentful towards Thanos. But for now, it's like planting the seeds for this relationship. But as you progress through the movies, you'll see more of it, right? Okay, so now we mentioned Drax a little bit, but what did you think of his character?
Drax?
Batista.
Oh. I was expecting a bomber, but it never happened. Whatever. But I don't know, because he's a very, to me personally, it feels like he's drunk 24/7 in this movie.
I mean, that's how his character
like
is, right?
all his action, yeah, like all his action, all his everything, just borderline stupid. Like what are you doing? Why?
That's his species, right? He's supposed to be like a serious goofball, if that makes sense. Like he takes everything for its word.
The face value, but like I'm not talking about like the banter or the quip or whatever. Not that. It's like when he called the enemy army thing. It's like when he does, when he challenged the last boss 1-on-1. I'm like, what are you doing? You're not even that strong, Because he feels even weaker than Gamora. That's
because he
how I
didn't
feel.
really win any fights, to be honest. Yeah, aside from like fighting the putties, like he got his ass whooped every time.
Exactly, because he's supposed to have a lot of, what do you call it? Because he's like one of the bigger dude. You call the destroyer or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
He got this cool knife that he grabs from other people, which is cool. But then that's it. He did nothing.
I agree, but it's again. I think this is more character based movie than it is about what they can do, and they can't really do much.
I know. They're only given okay, you can only do this much and do it this way. Do it, right? So. Yeah.
But I will tell you this though, is that when Batista got his role for this movie, he immediately hired an acting coach. That's
so he take it super seriously.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he acts bad though. I don't think he.
The acting coach helped, I guess, because
Yeah.
he's a wrestler.
I don't think his acting was bad, like in any way at all. It's just the character and the way it portrayed felt lacking.
So how would you change it then?
I don't know. I really don't know. Because I can't. Because there's too many characters, too many new things that they're trying to cram into this one movie. Yeah. So it has to happen. Like it has to happen this way, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
When we get to the second one, then you'll have a clear idea of what you want.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay. And of course, your favorite, Rocket and Groot.
My favorite?
They're everyone's favorite.
I was like, who is it? My favorite? I'm like, I don't know. I like Rocket. gunplay. That was cool. Whenever I like how he always like I need that guy's legs. Oh, I also need that guy's eye. Like just fucking around. I like that part. It kind of shows how the raccoony side of him, just like grab shit and collect things, even though he didn't really do it, and.
Yeah, well, he's like the tech genius too, right? So every time he had a plan or
Yeah.
was building something, it's like it looked cool.
And he also made one of like the strongest weapon in that movie, right?
Yeah.
Beside the stone.
Yeah, and then Groot, of course. You know what? He only said three words, but
Four
words, but he had a lot of range for his character, a lot of depth to his character.
I mean, yeah.
Well, you don't see it like that because of what you read, and it kind of ruined this part, I guess. But
What do you mean? No. What I'm saying is like he only says like what 4 words, right? But the thing is, his character to me personally, he felt OP, like overpowered, like way beyond everything.
he does a lot.
Like
He does a lot.
I'm like, why don't you just let him hold the power stone? I think he'll live. You know what I mean? He's just that strong. He could take a whole squad by himself. He could take like hits like it's no one's business. He'll just grow back his arm. He could, utility. You could like spread light around. You could like do all this cool stuff. What the hell?
It's because he doesn't have the brains for it, I guess.
I guess.
I don't. Yeah, he's just supposed to be like a a lovable character. He's the mascot essentially.
I'd say so. But yeah, no, I think for me, out of like the whole character, like in the main characters, I could say that my favorite is probably Quill, Rocket, and Groot. That 3, not in that order, but those 3 are like definitely the top 3.
Makes sense.
They're like the more utilized, more the character that have more depth and like more action scene and everything. Like they're like the more fleshed out character.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, and then since you mentioned it, Star Lord. So it's a Star Lord, Peter Quill,
Star Prince.
What do you think? Because he is the main character of this movie, right? So of course he's gonna get the most screen time.
Yeah. Because he's a trickster, right? He tricked people. He lies. He's a very sly and cunning character, right? He's a
Ravager. He's a thief.
Too. Yeah, he's a bounty hunter. He's a bounty. No, he's like a Tomb Raider.
He's Nathan Drake.
He's Nathan Drake. Yeah, and he got like a lot of trick up his sleeve, and I really enjoy that character. And then the way he fights, like how he's using his rocket to like slide across the floor to get out of the way and whatnot. Like he fights, though he fights is interesting, even though he only uses gun. Like a fancy gun, but like when he does stuff, I think it looks really cool. That's why.
I think he's a very good tactical person. He has a good plan, good ideas. He's able to improvise. When he quips with everybody, I don't know, for some reason the quips here feels more natural, even though they're like kind of hating each other. It makes sense to me, more so than when Iron Man and Rhodey did it to each other.
Yeah, because I don't know, in this one they feel like definitely in that matter, yes, because
they're all assholes, I guess.
Iron Man and Rhodes feel yeah, because Iron Man and Rhodey is just like weird. I don't know why. Doesn't feel like they're friends. It doesn't.
Yeah.
But in this one, it feels like like they're assholes to each other. Like that's the way it is, and they assholes tend to mix well with each other. So.
I guess so. I mean, yeah, I think everything about this movie just seems to be good. Like
the chemistry was good. That I can tell. Yeah.
Yeah, I just honestly there's one nitpick from me, but overall I would say it's pretty good. Yeah.
For me, my nitpick is that I know it can't be helped, but probably extending the movie would have helped. I don't know, but I feel like Gamora and Batista, Drax, Drax could be utilized more. And who's the bad guy again?
Ronan.
The hammer dude.
Ronan.
Yeah, Ronan could also be like shown more power.
Yeah.
Like more ruthless too, like those kind of stuff. Like that's like probably the 3 that I have. Everything else I thought like the ship, the environment, the depiction of planets, a lot of stuff was like great.
Yeah. Okay. So here's my nitpick for you. Remember when they were showing the Infinity Stones and they had like it was like, oh, it's so powerful that even with 6 people holding it, they they still got destroyed, right?
Mhm.
So then,
Mhm.
why the fuck is Malkuth from Dark World able to easily, absorb the power? Why is Jane Foster so easily able to absorb the power of the Infinity Stone?
Can I tell you one thing? Can I tell you one thing? From my point of view, like from what I see, the one that really like messed up the people is the Power Stone, because what it does, it destroys any organic material,
Mm-hmm.
right? The other one may not be as destructive in one, because each stone has a different properties, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so probably that's all there is to it.
I see.
Like the Power Stone are just like really shitty. You don't want fucking holding it longer than you need to.
Mm.
While the Soul Stone, you could only do certain thing or whatever. I don't know,
Mm.
but
Okay.
different properties. Just this the power one is really bad for the organics.
Okay.
I guess.
I guess they just need a powerful being to be able to maintain that power, right?
Yeah, that's my take on it. Like, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'll accept it. So now my other thing now is,
Uh-huh.
why the fuck the
Yeah.
Power Stone supposed to give you like infinite physical strength? You shoot a fucking laser beam from it.
So is it actually supposed to be like in like physical strength
Yeah.
Power
Yeah.
Stone? Because I don't know what each power does. I really don't. I really don't, and I honestly don't know. As far as I know, like everybody been using it as a battery. Everything can be used as battery. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Everything's like it shoots laser. Every Infinity Stone has shot lasers so far.
Yeah, shot laser, a different kind of laser, but lasers
Yeah.
nonetheless.
So like
there you
what's
go.
the point of calling these a Power Stone, a Soul Stone, a Mind Stone? Like they all do the same shit.
You, that one I don't know. I really don't know, because for me I never knew what it's supposed to do. So being shown that, I'm like, okay, so there you go. That's
That's
the power, I guess. I mean, I think it's still better than like four people like hugging each other and then one person holding the stone and punching someone. You know what I mean? I think it'll be better than that.
Yeah.
Like,
I tell you why chose to do it like this. Because the Infinity Stones are just MacGuffins.
MacGuffin.
They're important to the plot, but contribute nothing to it.
That
Yeah,
indeed.
so that's my nitpicks. We already kind of talked about what we would change. I would change it so, like, honestly, I don't think they knew what each of the stones were supposed to be. I think they knew that they wanted to have a stone in there and they wanted a particular color, but for what exactly the stone was, I don't think they knew what it was going to be until at the very last moment.
No, maybe they knew. They just don't care enough. You know what I
Maybe?
mean?
I'm not sure. Because the only thing that would make sense power wise was the time stone. Like that was accurately portrayed.
Would shoot laser.
Yeah, the time stone. We'll see that in Doctor Strange. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But then, yeah, spoilers, but like, that was the only one that was portrayed accurately in terms of what it could do.
Oh, everything else is like weird. Everything's just like a
Yeah.
battery.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe I'll have to rewatch or as we continue the MCU journey. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they did portray some of the other stones correctly, but for now.
So what stones are there out now? Right now.
So right now we have the Space Stone, the Mind Stone. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Mind Stone from the Scepter, Loki Scepter, and then
What color is
the
that?
Aether. The Aether is the Reality Stone.
Right.
Yeah.
Reality stone.
And then now we have a Power Stone.
What does that do?
Reality Stone can manipulate reality. You can change.
So you could make like a mountain out of nothing. You could change people to have like four heads.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. And then the Mind Stone, you're supposed to be able to link to anything telepathically.
that. Oh, I thought it would be like mind control.
Kind of
but okay.
like that. Yeah, mind control. You get mind.
Oh,
yeah, you
that
got like
too?
mind
Oh,
powers.
cool.
So you become super smart. Some shit like that.
Oh.
Yeah. Space Stone is pretty much what is implied. You can teleport anywhere you want to be.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Time stone is, of course, you jump back time and whatever, right?
Time Stone, yeah, you can manipulate time.
Soul stone, there is a soul
Yeah,
stone, right?
so the Soul Stone, that's supposed to be you can manipulate the living, right? You're able to manipulate the souls, so you can bring people back from the dead if you wanted to,
Oh.
or you can send them to the soul world, which is
Cool.
like purgatory, I guess. No way.
the shadow realm.
like a shadow realm, right?
Okay.
So, yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but essentially, these are what the stones are supposed to be, right?
I see.
and hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully the MCU does show off what they can do, or at least accurately. But we'll see. From what I can remember, no, they haven't.
Mm-hmm. They
Yeah.
haven't. All right. But I mean, they do serve as whatever what they're doing right
Yeah.
now, right?
Well,
May not be portrayed right because I think if they do, it'll be messy. You
oh
know what
yeah,
I
of
mean?
course. That's why dealing with the Infinity Stones itself, it's really messy.
Wow.
Because yeah, exactly. Even having just one stone makes you the strongest person.
Is enough to like yeah, that's right. That's why like if these enemy have us like let's just say you know what was the first stone the tesseract
That was a
what was
space
it
stone.
space stone so let's just say that was against what Loki.
No, so the Tesseract was in Captain America, which is Red Skull had the Tesseract.
Oh, imagine if he teleports all over the place. So, boom, punch, teleport, punch, teleport, punch, teleport, punch.
Yeah,
Like I think nobody can win against
exactly.
him.
Which is why they should say like people who are not worthy enough to use the stones drains their life force or something like that, right? So like people like Red Skull or Captain America can use it because they're super soldiers, right? Loki and Thor can use it because they're gods. Hulk can use it because he's like a strong hulking beast. But then someone like Iron Man,
Imagine a
Iron
Hulk
Man,
with the
yeah,
power stone.
Iron Man has to use technology to be able to wield those stones.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would make sense.
And
That
then
would
someone
make
like Jane Foster, why the fuck is she able to just
sense.
absorb
Just
it,
die instantly.
have it literally inside her body, and be
Oh.
like, okay, good night. I'm gonna take a nap for 5 minutes and call it. Like what the fuck?
25
All right.
minutes. But I don't know. Like I don't know because for me right now you're asking the wrong person. Me, I don't like Jane character. If you ask me why didn't she die, I'm like, yeah, I agree. Like that's the only conclusion I can pull out. Like I really don't like that character.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so this is my nitpick about the MCU. It's like the Infinity Stones don't feel like they did what they did in the comic books.
so hold up. For each stones in the comic book though, do they actually like is there like a bad guy for each stones like so far, or they just happen to be like all together the whole time?
No, they're like scattered throughout the universe like Dragon Balls, and usually it's one person trying
Okay.
to collect them. Usually it's
Have
yeah.
one stone.
Usually
right?
it's
Yeah.
Thanos who collects the stones. Yeah.
I see. I see.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. So that's the end of my 1 hour rant. Yeah.
Wonderful.
All right. So on to our next segment, which is overall our final opinions, final thoughts. So, in your opinion, does this movie hold up to this day?
I'd say yeah.
I agree.
I'd say yeah. There's a lot of enjoyable parts in the movie, and yeah, there's a good soundtrack. So
If you compare it to like some of the other movies, I would say this holds up.
oh, definitely,
Yeah, really nicely.
of course, definitely.
Yeah.
They're like just gotta remember like there's some horrible movie that they put out. Like so far, Thor hasn't been that enjoyable for me.
Okay, so as we say in here, what do you give it? What's your score?
I'd give it a 7.5.
7.5. Okay, not bad. That's a pretty good score.
I'd say.
I would go higher, but I would give it
Yeah,
an
I
8.
bet you would.
I think it's an 8 movie, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So why 7.5? Why? How did it lose points?
Yeah, the part that I said earlier, right? Like the character utilization
Okay.
and like how the movie was like jam packed, so they kind of have like sacrifice some stuff and
I
whatnot,
see.
which is kind of understandable. But I wish it wasn't the case.
Okay.
Those kind of stuff.
Yeah. For me, despite those flaws, I would still think it's an 8 movie. Yeah. But the thing is, our scores isn't that much different, so it's can't. Yeah. So it's not like, oh no, you give it a vastly lower score, therefore it's a bad movie, right? It's just, it's just.
It's just 7.8 sounds like a C plus, not a B.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Exactly.
I know the thought line.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it. I think we said enough about this movie. So, anyways, as usual, Bosch, you have anything to say before we sign off?
Watch it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I would say it contributes a little bit to the story, not too much. So I would say watch it. If you're doing MCU marathon,
Yeah.
don't skip it. Watch it. Include it into the watch
Yeah.
list.
Yeah. definitely. It's an enjoyable, and then it shows Thanos. So
Yeah, I mean, more Thanos is always good. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so
all right then.
yeah, as usual, Bosch, do the outro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. This is Bashka,
This is Alex.
and this is Fool's Odyssey, episode 36. Thank you for listening. See you again next week. Goodbye.
Bye.